Good morning. This is Pastor Jeff, and these are our daily readings. The daily readings today are for Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. We have our three readings. We have Psalm 93 for our Psalm reading, Deuteronomy chapter 11, verses 1 through 17 for our Old Testament reading, and 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 13 through 16 is our New Testament reading. And here is our readings for the day. Psalm 93. God is king, robed and ruling. God is robed and surging with strength. And yes, the world is firm, immovable. Your throne ever firm. You're eternal. Sea storms are up, God. Sea storms wild and roaring. Sea storms with thunderous breakers. Stronger than wild sea storms. Mightier than sea storm breakers. Mighty God rules from high heaven. What you say goes. It always has. Beauty and holy mark your palace rule. God to the very end of time. Our Old Testament reading today comes from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verses 1 through 17. Here we go. So love God, your God. Guard well his rules and regulation. Obey his commandments for the rest of the time. Today, it's very clear that isn't your children who are front and center here. They weren't in on what God did, didn't see the acts, didn't experience the discipline, didn't marvel at his greatness, the way he displayed his power in the miracle signs, and did that. He let loose on Egypt, on Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and all of his land. The way he took care of the Egyptian army, its horses and chariots, burying them in the waters of the Red Sea as they pursued you. God drowned them, and you're standing here today, alive. Nor was it your children who saw how God took care of you in the wilderness up until the time you arrived here. What he did to Dathan and Abiram and everything around Reuben. How the earth opened its jaws and swallowed them with their families, their tents, and everything around them. Right out in the middle of Israel. Yes, it was you. Your eyes that saw every great thing that God did. So it's you who are in charge of keeping the entire commandments that I command you today, so that you'll have the strength to invade and possess the land, that you are crossing the river to make your own. Your obedience will give you a long life on the soil that God promised to give your ancestors and their children, a land flowing with milk and honey. The land you are entering to take up ownership isn't like Egypt, the land you left where you had to plant your own seed and water it yourself as in a vegetable garden. But the land you are about to cross the river and take for your own land is a land of mountains and valleys. It drinks water that rains from the sky. It's a land that God, your God, personally tends. He's the gardener. He alone keeps his eye on it all year long. From now on, if you listen obediently to the commandments that I am commanding you today, love God, your God, and serve him in everything you have within you. He'll take care and take charge of sending the rain at the right time, both autumn and spring rains, so that you'll be able to harvest your grain, your grapes, your olives. He'll make sure there's plenty of grass for your animals. You will have plenty to eat. But be vigilant, lest you be seduced away and end up serving and worshiping other gods, and God erupts in anger and shuts down heaven, so there's no rain and nothing grows in the field, and in no time all you starved out. Not a trace of you left on the good land that God is giving you. Our New Testament reading today is from the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 13 through 16. Hear these words. I'm charging you before the life-giving God and before Christ, who took his stand before Pontius Pilate and didn't give an inch. Keep this command to the letter and don't slack off. Our Master, Jesus Christ, is on his way. He'll show up right on time. His arrival guaranteed by the blessed and undisputed ruler, High King, High God. He's the only one death can't touch. His light is so bright that no one can get close. He's never been seen by human eyes. Human eyes can't take him in. Honor to him and eternal rule. Oh yes. And here ends our readings for the day.